Most people think the key to trust is your personality, like you're either a trusting person or you're not. But research shows something weird. Your natural propensity to trust only weakly predicts what you actually do in real trust moments. So the feeling that you're just cautious might not be the main thing running your life. The situation is, the person in front of you is, the signals they give off in real time. Which brings us to the part nobody teaches you, how to read the signals that actually matter. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Have you ever noticed that when you trust very few people, you also remember every promise that got broken? Like your brain filed it away in a clean folder? You can tell me the date, the place, the exact line they used. I'll call you. I got you. I'll handle it. And then, nothing. Most people let that blur out over time. You don't. Your mind keeps it crisp because it treats that moment like data. So you walk into a room and you're not hunting for good vibes. You're not trying to feel seen. You're watching the small stuff. Who follows through? Who edits their story mid-sentence? Who is loud in the group chat and quiet when it's time to help? You track patterns the way some people track sports stats. 3 missed deadlines. 2 excuses that don't match. 1 apology that never comes with a change. And you don't even do it on purpose half the time. Your attention just goes there. And yeah, people will call that cold or guarded. Like you're hard to read, like you're judging them. But here's the thing. Research shows that your trusting personality isn't the main driver in real trust moments anyway. What matters more is what you've lived through, what the other person does, and what the situation is pushing you both to do. So the thing you blame yourself for, being not trusting, might not be the real problem. It might just be the cover story. The deeper reason is simpler. You've built a higher threshold for social noise. Psychologists call this threat sensitivity. It means your system reacts faster to risk cues, even low-level ones. Not because you're dramatic, because your brain learned that the cost of being wrong about someone can be huge. Think about what that actually means. Your system would rather miss a friend than miss a red flag. It's a trade, and if you've ever had a betrayal hit you out of nowhere, that trade starts to feel like basic math. But the twist is this. The cost isn't that you're bad at people. The cost is you treat every new person like a high-stakes gamble, even when the stakes are tiny. Like you're not handing them your bank account. You're just letting them into a group chat. You're not marrying them. You're just saying yes to coffee. But your body doesn't always know the difference, so it tightens up like the whole thing is life or death. That's where a lot of low-trust people get stuck. Not because they can't trust, because they don't have a safe way to test trust. Research breaks trust down into 3 buckets that all matter. The truster, the trustee, the context. You, them, and the situation around you. And in big reviews, the trustee side, what the other person shows you, often carries more weight when people judge trustworthiness than some "I'm a trusting person" label. So your focus on behavior isn't weird. It's not paranoia. It's your brain doing the part that actually works. Think about how you act at work. You don't need to like someone to trust them with a task. You need them to be repeatable. Same input, same output. If they say, "I'll send it by 3," and it hits your inbox at 2:58, your shoulders drop a bit. If they miss, they own it fast, and they tell you what they'll do next. That's what your nervous system calls safe. And notice how you don't fall for the glossy stuff. The halo effect is real. People trust good-looking, smooth-talking, high-status people more than they should. Familiar names, easy smiles, all that. You tend to block that out. You want receipts. This wasn't cynicism, it was executive function under stress. That's your brain's control system. Planning, filtering, checking. You built a strong proof before access rule because it kept you safe before. The hidden advantage is you're already halfway to the right skill. Not blind trust. Discernment. You just need a system that lets you test trust without handing over your whole life. Which brings us to the third way. Not trust everyone. not trust nobody. The triad of influence. Here's the weird part about trust. You can feel safe with the wrong person, and you can feel tense with the right one. So if you trust your gut alone, you're basically rolling dice, just with better marketing and a nicer smile. Because feelings don't only come from the person, they come from you. From your last bad run, from how much sleep you got, from whether your brain is in watch out mode before the talk even starts. So let's make it simple. The triad of influence. Truster, trustee. Context. You're not asking, do I like them? You're asking, what's my bias, what's their behavior, and what's the situation pushing us both to do? Start with the truster lane. That's you, your settings, your state. Are you tired? Are you lonely? Are you scrolling and comparing your life to other people's highlight reels? Psychologists call this social comparison theory. It's just the habit of ranking yourself, and when you do it a lot, you get jumpy. You read neutral stuff as shade. You call normal distance a red flag. And when you're stressed, your executive function takes a hit. That's the part of your brain that plans, checks, and slows you down. So you don't just judge the other person. You judge through a fog, and the fog makes every risk look bigger. Now the trustee lane. That's them. Not their vibe, not their energy, their track record. Look for the boring stuff, reliability, skill. Do they do what they said? Do they know what they're doing? Can they show you how they got there? Because charm is cheap, status is loud, confidence is often just speed. And yes, the halo effect will mess with you if you let it. That's when one shiny trait, like looks or smooth talk, makes you assume they're honest, smart, safe. It's why people excuse bad behavior from a person who seems like a good guy. It's why you can get sold by a voice, then regret it later. So you swap the glow for one signal: transparency. Research shows transparency is one of the strongest links to trust. In upward trust, like when you're deciding if you can trust someone who has more power than you, it sits around R equals 0.48. That's not a gut feeling. That's a pattern that shows up again and again. Transparency looks like this. They tell you what they're doing. They admit what they don't know. They flag a problem early before it blows up your week. They don't make you chase the truth. Now the last lane is context. This is the one people skip, and it's why you end up blaming the wrong person. You stop treating trust like a private emotion and start treating it like a shared system. Deadlines, unclear roles, and team conflict can make decent people act sketchy. Not evil, just pressured. And pressure makes people hide stuff. They dodge, they delay, they get sharp. Research shows context matters a lot too. Team cohesion and shared mental models, which is just, we all agree on how the work gets done, both linked to higher trust. But team conflict goes the other way. Around R equals -0.25. So if the room is tense, you will see more distrust, even if the people are fine. Imagine a new coworker. Week 1. They say, here's what I know, here's what I don't. They show their work. They send a quick note when something slips, not after it's late. That's transparency. And your nervous system can finally relax because the future is easier to predict. Think about it. You're not looking for a best friend. You're looking for stable inputs, clear outputs, and fast error signals when things change. When you use the triad, you don't have to become more trusting. You just run better checks. You turn trust into safe vulnerability step by step with proof. Now you're ready for the part people skip. How you build a circle of trust without getting stuck in a tiny circle forever. So your goal isn't to feel trust, it's to design for it. You pick people who stay clear. You pick places with shared goals, clear roles, low conflict. Because conflict drags trust down, around R equals -0.25, and cohesion and shared mental models lift it. Around R equals 0.37 and R equals 0.42. Then you give trust in small doses. A low-stakes task, a clear due time. One check-in. You watch what happens. This week, run the triad on one tie. Trustor, trustee, context. Drop a comment with what changed. Hit like and subscribe because we dive deep into psychology that actually explains how your mind works. Trusting everyone is a risk. Trusting no one is a prison. The third way is a system that makes trust earned, visible, and repeatable.